Welcome.
Oops. I forgot to do something.
What'd you do?
I forgot to. We gotta play the show theme, Kale, and then I gotta remember to record it. Gotta hit the record button. That's important. Otherwise, we don't have a recording of the show.
We don't have a show.
Yeah, exactly. And let's see here. Come on. As we wait on the comrade, we're just going to get started because that's the easiest thing to do, I believe, anyway. So let's kick it off with me and Kale.
Welcome to the Rob, Comrade, and Kale Show. Rob Sanders.
I don't care. My jokes don't go over. I don't care.
Comrade Mike Dobreski.
We hate you. I don't care.
And Kale Hall.
This is stupid. Making noises on the show. You're like a crazy person. Why do you do this to your father and I?
The Rob, Comrade, and Kale podcast.
And welcome in to the latest edition of the Rob, Comrade, and Kale podcast. I am Rob Sanders. I represent the Clemson Tigers on this podcast. They are winners of 2 of the last 4 national championships, one of the elite programs in college football. I have a couple of co-hosts. We'll start with my friend and your friend, unless you are a tater. He is, of course, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, my friend?
What's up, man? As I told you a while ago before we got started, tonight is the night that we do our first picks against the spread for the college football season. I'm excited, and it is officially nut-tutting time. Talking's over with. Time for some action.
The third member of our show here, who I know is a happy guy tonight because this contest is one of his favorite things he does all year. This is the comrade, Mike Dobreski. Mike, good evening, sir.
It is a great evening. I mean, I spent the afternoon running through I have a top secret simulation computer that spits out what will happen this weekend. And it was great to rev it back up, fine tune it a little bit. And I know what's going to happen this weekend already. I already know what's going to happen this weekend. And so I'm gonna let you, the listeners and viewers, know what will happen this weekend. I mean, I'm gonna give you scores down to the point. So good night tonight. Remember, if you're not in the contest, get in the contest. RobinComrade.com. Pay your money. Get it in there. Let's go.
Here's what I'm going to do for you gentlemen tonight. Tonight, you two are going to be Santa's elves because I am going to be fucking Santa Claus. Everyone that's watching the show tonight, if you
I didn't know Santa Claus was gay.
Fuck off. Santa Claus is gay. If Santa Claus is gay, it's because he's fucking the elves.
He's going to be fucking them. So.
Anyway, if you want to be in our world famous Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, simply make a comment in the comment section over here. Just type I'm in or I want to play or whatever the hell it is you want. I will add you to the Wheel of Death. And at the end of the show tonight, we will spin the Wheel of Death and give you an opportunity
of death
to win a spot in the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. So all I got to do is comment, hey, I want to play, and just right there, and you can get in. Boom. Simple as that.
How are we looking on that so far, comrade?
Comrade, tell us about the
allowed to say how many people we got so far?
Unofficially, we have about 28 paid entries right now, and about 20 people who said they're going to pay in the next couple of days.
So that's $600 almost confirmed prize money so far.
And usually people get it at the last second. They start paying their money on Friday night of the first week. So but we'll get a little push. But we need to get a push. I want to get over $1,000. I want to get over $1,000.
A lot of people get paid on Friday, so I guess
that's true.
Well, what do you think of Virtual Kale joins the show tonight? What do you think about people who don't get in the contest, Virtual Kale?
You sorry motherfuckers!
Exactly. Get in the damn contest.
Said it better myself.
There you go. Get in the contest. All right. So who we got? Who Lisa's already in. Bartholomew wants to play. Adding your name to the list right now. So
I have a question. South Carolina, you're already in. I got your money. I got your picks in. Are you going by South Carolina? Is that your name? South Carolina? Is that who we're calling you?
Me?
No, I'm talking to the guy who commented here. See South Carolina down there? Somebody in? There's a guy in the contest who sent me money and made picks, and his name is South Carolina. So I'm making sure we're going by that name. Maybe he's got, doesn't want people who he works with know he's win the contest. So just making sure. So we got some newbies in there, which is pretty cool.
He might not want his wife to know he won the contest.
That's true too. That is true too.
Beth wants to know if she can get a second entry. Beth, we'll put your name on the wheel. Anybody who's in there tonight, if you want, Comrade's not giving you your money back. Let's make sure we understand that.
Hell,
you can get another.
You can pass along your entry back to somebody else. If you win one tonight, you can pass it along to a friend or family member. You can tell your family member, hey, try this strategy. Where I just pick what Comrade picks every week. Let's go with that.
Yep.
Or let's go with a strategy where I pick opposite of Rob every week.
Yep. Probably a good idea too.
Or if I go opposite of Joe Anders every week. I mean, I don't know.
Did Joe Anders get in?
Not yet. He said he's going to, but
he's not getting in.
Joe usually gets in. Joe usually gets in. Joe will send me money like Saturday at like 11:05 a.m. Hey, did you get it?
Marcus Cameron says you're trying to beg your wife to let you in.
Oh,
dude,
come on!
You gotta be kidding, right, dude?
How about this? How about your wife gets in and you get in? $40, and it's a little friendly banter. Who can beat who in the family? Something that bonds you two on Saturday afternoons. How about that? I'm saving a marriage right now. That's what I'm doing.
Do you really think that guy is serious?
Whatever the fuck.
I think he is.
Exactly right.
Listen, I know someone who's going to ask his, not even married, guy asked his girlfriend if he can spend money. So saying, hey, it happens.
By the way, this is sponsored by Callaway's Bar and Grill out in West Columbia. Highway 1, diagonal from the Walmart. Ladies and gentlemen, go in, get yourself some good food, some good booze, all of that at Callaway's Bar and Grill.com. Retro Video Games, the Midland's only Golden Tea Lounge. We also have our other sponsor tonight. And I'm willing to bet the Comrade's gonna laugh at this script that I
haven't read it yet, so I need to pull it up.
Comrade, this is from DNC Trucking and Transport, the No Spin Zone segment. Comrade, read away.
Oh, yes. It sucks to be a Gamecock. I wish that I had a man with a character that Dabo Sweeney has to run my football program. Nuke Hopkins is now the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. Ain't that some shit? Benny Wilson hates me. I am the reason Kale Hall pisses in a sink. It's utterly shameful to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
What the fuck?
I don't know why that makes me laugh so bad. I mean, I truly got nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, why does Comrade get ducked into reading this every show? Destroy. Here's the deal with that. He says cucked. Comrade gets cucked. Here's what's happening with that. Our buddy and friend of the show, Dennis Wilson, not to be confused with the Dennis Wilson that's a Miami fan. The Dennis Wilson. Keith gets it. The Dennis Wilson that has supported our show pretty much since we started. He got tired of the Comrades spinning everything. Every time something bad happens with South Carolina loses by 70. The Comrade would spin it to, well, Clemson lost by 84 in 1912. So blah blah blah. So Dennis said he wanted to sponsor the show, and he wanted a no spin zone segment with the Comrade, and we come up with something for him to read every show. It's generally all facts. and he agreed to do it. So
I'm paid to do it. Now, we're looking for a Gamecock fan, or, hey, listen, it can be any fan, any non-Clemson fan, to sponsor the show, and you can get Rob to read something every week that makes fun of Clemson or praises your team. So if you're a Gator fan, Destroy, you can write a script every week that mocks Clemson, or if you want me to read something that mocks the Gamecocks in favor of your Gators, or Cal to read something, we can work something out. So you can, sponsor a segment. So, yeah, unfortunately, I have to read this crap every damn week, which is most of it's not even true half the time. I mean, Betty Wilson does not hate me.
Look, hold on.
That's not, first of all, that's not true.
Jokes aside, I'm telling you.
That's not true. That is not factual. I know the facts, not factual. So it's not really all truth. There's some truth in there, some nuggets in there, but a lot of it's kind of, exaggeration bordering on lies. It's fine. But, it's a sponsor. I read it. I please my sponsors, so I have to read it. So,
Rob, what do you think after about 2 times of reading the script, praising the Tigers that Virtual Kale would have to say?
With Virtual Kale, he would probably be, I think Virtual Kale.
I'm fucking mad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Virtual Kale's not going to put up with that shit. BYU fan loves us over in the YouTube chat. Thank you for that, BYU fan.
Oh, he's so BYU fan with no profile picture. Wonder why.
Profile picture. Anyway,
sure, he looks lovely.
We have games to pick from, gentlemen, and I am bringing up my screen right now. And of course, you can get involved in the contest right now. If you say, "Hey, I want to play," we're giving away an entry at the end of the night. Bartholomew, Beth Webb, Marcus Cameron, they're already in. So
real quick,
they're in to get the.
Before we get the picks, though, as you know, we had 10 games posted. One's gotten canceled already. Okay, so it's down to 9. I've already, for those of you who have picked early, you picked the game, but I erased it. The Louisiana Tech Baylor game has been COVID. Okay, and it's went down to 9. That's gonna happen throughout the year. So. Normally, in normal weeks, we do is have 5 games a week. On opening week, we do 10. It's not 9. I'm asking Kale and Rob, do you think that this year we should do 7 a week just to protect us from some COVID games getting canceled? So we don't have a week. We have a 3. So
we can do that.
Have a backup games.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing 7 games a week in a normal week. That way, we protect ourselves. Yeah. And listen.
That'll beat out some fucking non-hackers too.
And listen, this could be the new normal. We talk about how COVID changes things. We might find out next year when things are normal that we like 7 games a week every week. We might do it that way. So it could spur it on. But that way we protect ourselves from a week where 3 games get canceled and all of a sudden we're down to 2 games. So I think we do 7 a week. Always the Clemson game and Carolina game. Of course, next week, Gamecocks don't play for a couple weeks, but
BYU fan, we may be over 1,000 pounds guaranteed. I'm 6'8". I mean, you don't know it because I'm sitting down, but I'm very tall and large, and I'm 344 pounds. So I don't know what these other 2 guys are packing on, but it's true. I mean, it could be over 1,000 pounds. It's great. You know what?
BYU fan, let me break this down for you. I guarantee you, you've been laid about 5% of the time that I have in my life. I'm gonna say 5%. I'm gonna go about 5%, and that's if you've been lucky a few times. So
that's if his hand was cooperating.
I'll part that in there. So that's what it is. Okay, so
Mike, when did you see that Louisiana Tech and Baylor was canceled? I didn't even see that.
I saw it's been postponed. To be, I think Louisiana Tech has some COVID issues.
They had issues with they were in the middle of that hurricane and threw everybody off because they had to move around and stuff like that, and their bubble was basically compromised, and it ended up not being good. Shout out to Edwin Reeves, my favorite LSU friend. He says he's in the mix. Thank you for being a part of the show there. Eddie Hicks, who is our guy who does a lot of our graphic design and stuff. We appreciate him for watching the show tonight. So we've got, if you want to get in the contest, we'll be doing the wheel at the end of the show. Very simple, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so you can see here what's going on, and we'll pick our games. It's going to be, I'm really looking forward to this. This is one of my favorite things that we do throughout the year. So let's show this to everyone here that you can watch. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let's make that full screen so they can see it all. There we go. All right, and yeah, that should be good. All right, so the first game, we're going to let the comrade pick first. As you can see, it's Syracuse at North Carolina. North Carolina is a 19.5-point favorite. Comrade, you get the first pick of the year, sir.
Now, personally, I think UNC's are rated this year. I think they are. And I put the game into my computer. I put it in the simulator, and my simulator verified this to me. It verified it to me. The simulator has the Tar Heels winning the game by a score of 39-37. Okay? The Cuse will be in the ball game. They'll cover the spread easily, take the Cuse with a 19.5, and maybe they get a break and pull the big upset. So look out. The simulator likes the Cuse this year. Or hates UNC. Whatever.
Or hates UNC. Kale, which one are you going, friend?
Initially, I might have leaned the Syracuse side until I found out on Monday. Syracuse, they're running back. Neither one of these are like NFL players. They're starting running back Abdul Adams and his backup Javon Howard opted out for the season. They only returned 4 starters from a defense that was number 115 last year. They're putting in a new 3-3-5 scheme, which they got a learning curve there. I don't think UNC will have a big problem with that. Return, a quarterback threw 3,600 yards, 2 1,000-yard rushers, 2 1,000-yard receivers. To me, this is Syracuse. All kind of problems last year on offense. Tommy DeVito looked very bad at times. I'm going UNC here in this situation. I mean, no running backs. That's not a good look. There will be no fans here. I don't really think it makes a big difference. I think UNC names the score.
I am going to go with Kale, and the reason being is that this line with us is 19.5. It's up to 24 in some books now. Syracuse just isn't that good. Comrades from there, so they automatically suck in my opinion. So we mean North Carolina. I think they will cover the 19.5 and walk away. The next matchup, UNC Charlotte at App State. App State is a 20.5-point favorite. Will Healy is up there with App State or with UNC Charlotte. He should be the next coach for the Gamecocks, but the comrade doesn't like him because he shook Dabo Sweeney's hand. But App State is a 20.5-point favorite in this game. Comrade, your pick, sir.
Okay, I hate Will Healy because he's a Dabo sycophant, and hopefully he won't be a Gamecock coach anytime in my lifetime. That being said, though, I want to take App State, but the simulator tells me this game's going to be close, real close. I've got App State winning the game 30-25, and if I do my math correctly, that's plenty enough for UNC Charlotte to cover. Take the UNC Charlotte 49ers, I believe. It's 49ers? Yes. The 49ers to cover 20.5 against App State.
Kale, what's your pick with this game? UNC Charlotte and Appalachian State.
Our line is 20.5. That was moved down to 17. Charlotte is a team last year. They covered against App State. They lost 56-41. They returned their quarterback, Chris Reynolds, a couple of wide receivers. They did lose 1,200-yard rusher in Benny LeMay that they'll have to replace. App State's returning Zach Wilson at quarterback, running back Marcus Williams. They didn't have an opt-out, though, in that wide receiver, last name Sutton. That's a big deal for them. On defensively, they only got 4 players back there. But Demetrius Taylor across the front, 7 sacks last year. That defense ranked number 26 last year. But they did give some points up Charlotte is a team to me that's ascending. The offense looks really good. I'm not sure, how many fans are going to be in this environment. It seems to me it looks like the North Carolina schools that no one is going to be allowed to attend any of these games. Am I right?
You're right. As of right now,
That's the state of North Carolina rule. Okay, so App State is a tough place to play traditionally, and last year the 49ers covered with a full house there in Boone. This year, no one there. Oh, you can see some strange stuff. I'm going with the 49ers there to cover. I don't think they'll win straight up, but they could keep this thing close for a while.
I'm going with the 49ers as well. I think the first week jitters will get to App State just a little bit. And I wonder if everyone's going to have their timing down. There are some coaches that haven't been doing a lot of tackling drills and stuff like that. I wonder if that's going to come back to bite some folks. So yeah. I think the games will be a little bit closer than people think. So I'm going to take UNC Charlotte plus 20.
We saw that in the game Monday night, Rob. I took Navy as a 2-point underdog against BYU, and that bit me in the butt. I had no idea that Navy hadn't tackled all fall camp.
Right. Well,
had I known that,
about that,
I would have went the other way.
Real quick, BYU fan, what game do you want us to talk about? I'll wait.
Yeah, we just talked about playing a service academy, sir.
There aren't a lot of games in here that people actually do care about, sir.
These are the games this
week. Or rivalry week.
I mean, are you that dumb? Are you that dumb? We know you don't get laid. Are you that dumb as well? Dumb and doesn't get laid. Marcus Cameron, I got your money. Tell your wife a thumbs up for me. You can make your picks. Go to robincomrade.com. Click on the Callaway's Football Challenge on that page, and down there's a link about making your picks. And bookmark that page, because that page will be where the standings are, where the picks are every week, and all that good stuff. Okay, so Marcus Cameron, robincomrade.com. Look for the Bowl Challenge. Click on the link for the picks. You'll see the form pop up here that Rob's showing you right now, and you can make your picks.
Fuck him. I don't ever want to see the motherfucker again.
Easy, virtual Kale.
No one's crying. We're laughing at you, BYU fan. We're laughing at you because you don't know what's going on.
Up in the chat, further up, he said, "I'd love to smack the dude on the far right around."
He wants to snack me. He wants to snack me.
So not only are you annoying, you're a perv too.
And gay. That's fine. But it's good. But there's 9 games this week, big guy. We're doing all 9 games, so it's not that hard to figure out.
The next matchup is Georgia Tech and Florida State. Georgia Tech is an 11-point underdog on the road at Florida State. Comrade, it's your pick, sir.
The computer gave us our first big surprise. Okay, and I like this too. I was thinking about doing this anyway without the computer, but the computer says the Yellow Jackets are going to shock the world. Are going to shock the southeastern part of the United States and beat FSU 27-26. That's a money line bet right there, Rob Sanders. A money line bet. Take Georgia Tech with the 11, though. I can see it happen. FSU is a shit show. Georgia Tech's got a really good coach. Not quite there yet, but I could see them coming out strong and beating FSU in week 1. I could see it.
Yeah. Kale, your pick, sir. You like the Yellow Jackets or the Seminoles?
And that I just, Florida State with that new coach, Mike Norvell. I mean, he's going with James Blackman at quarterback. I mean, it's a new system. He's got a talented receiver there in Tomarion Terry. I'm not really sure what they're going to do at the running back position. They got a lot of talent on defense. Marvin Wilson, the defensive tackle up front, is a first-rounder. They will be without their leading tackler, Hamza Nasruddin. He's sitting out, hurt his knee last year against Florida in the last game of the season. Norvell's going to keep him out a little bit longer. Georgia Tech, a team that won 2 ACC games last year against NC State and squeaked by Miami. They were blown out several times, last of which 52-7 loss at home against Georgia. They settled on a quarterback in James Graham. They got a 900-yard rusher there in Jordan Mason. So there's pieces there's pieces there, but I just think that this Mike Norvell hire, I think this is a really good hire for Florida State. I think he's somebody that's actually going to get something out of the guys who are there. You know, they had some incohesiveness in the locker room back in the spring, you know, with some kind of little racial tension stuff. He's brought the team back together. I think they're going to rally around him. I think this is going to be a big night in Tallahassee. A lot of emotions running high, and I think that they're going to get this thing kicked off in a big way. I think they're going to win this game pretty handily and cover the spread.
Folks are asking where this game's at. It's at Doak Campbell, so it's on the road for Georgia Tech. I think that, first of all, you know, the quarterback for Florida State, I don't think the kid's broke 200 pounds yet. He's like 6'6", 165 pounds is where he was as a freshman. I don't know. He must have a hell of a tapeworm. I'm just saying. So with that, I am going I like Georgia Tech to keep it close here. They got that 5-star running back that they're going to hold their own. The line for us, by the way, is at 11, but it's moved up to 12.5. But I'll take Georgia Tech to cover here. I don't know if they're going to pull off the win or not, but I think they'll cover at Florida State. The game up next, Coastal Carolina at Kansas. Kale, we know what comes from Kansas, don't we? From our friend podcast. Yeah, Kansas is a shithole.
What is it? Sunflowers?
Sunflowers, sunsets, and sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches.
Sons of bitches.
I thought it was steers and no, I was just forget.
No, that's Texas. Here's the thing on that. The line is at 7 now. Coastal or Kansas is getting 7 points or giving up 7 points. Now remember, Coastal Carolina won there last year. Calmarad, what's your pick on this, man? How'd you run that through the computer?
I ran through the computer, and for the second straight computer running, the upset pick is Coastal Carolina to win outright. 26-18, the Chanticleers, of course, the satellite school of the Gamecocks, beating Kansas 26-18. So take Coastal with the points to be safe, but a good little money line bet as well right there. Back-to-back years, you're saying.
Yep. All right, Kale, what's your pick, buddy?
Okay, Coastal won here 12-7 last year. Kansas's offense, they none of these teams are as bad as they look. You would think, good God, they're going to lose every game by 100 points. None of these teams are as bad as they look. That first week, their offense picked up when they promoted Brent Dearman to offensive coordinator. They have Puka Williams returning. He's a junior. Rushed for over 1,000 yards 2 years in a row there. He had some problems last year off the field, but he got straightened up, and it's been all Big 12 2 years in a row. He's a legit NFL prospect. I saw on Pro Football Focus that said he's like the number 3 running back in the country as far as making defensive players miss tackles on him. Coastal 5-7 last year. At Kansas, they've got a question mark there at quarterback, but with Williams coming back, they've got a veteran offensive line. Last year looking at them, they improved as the year went on. And they did get a couple blowouts here and there, but they won 48-24 on the road against Boston College the week after they lost to Coastal. Which Boston College, not a horrible team. They weren't good, but they weren't horrible. And I just think that with the new offensive coordinator and with a veteran head coach in Les Miles, I did not see the Les Miles dropping 2 games in a row to Coastal Carolina. I don't see it being it has some potential. I like it at 7 points, a little bit more than I did at 3.5 that we have it at. I'm taking Kansas in this game.
Well, my pick in this game is very simple. If you look at Coastal Carolina, they have almost 12% of the all. What is it called? The all Sun Belt team, preseason team, okay? So they've got some players that are in the Sun Belt, but they're picked to finish dead last. So, I mean, it's just not a lot of faith there. They're picked to finish dead last in the Sun Belt, even though they've got 6 players on the all-conference team. So for me, I am of the opinion that Les Miles is just going to run that running back until his legs fall off. And I think by the third quarter, I think that Chanticleer defense is going to be worn out. And with that, Kansas will win, and they'll cover the 3.5. Comrade's the only one going with Coastal. Imagine that.
The computer's not lying.
The one I was telling you about, there's a guy that I follow over on Twitter from Wager Talk TV named Ralph Michaels, who actually put out a chart of how many spring practices each team in FCS had, or FBS, had. If I found it interesting, Coastal Carolina had 15 spring practices, and Kansas had 0. Now that could be key if you're one of these teams that's implementing a new offensive or a new defensive scheme. But I don't think either one of these teams are really, doing a whole lot different than what they did last year. So that's probably not really going to have an effect on this ball game. But that's something interesting that you can look at. If you're really wanting to deep dive into some of this stuff, especially early in the season, and with teams that are, have new offensive coordinator, new head coach, new DC, and that type stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm with Kale. I'm taking Kansas there. Up next, we've got Clemson at Wake Forest, which is on the docket now. Clemson is favored by 31 over the Demon Deacons. Comrade, it's your pick, sir.
Well, I was hoping for some good news. I was hoping the computer would give me some good news, like an upset special. It did not, though. The computer has this game a 51-10 victory for the Taters, and I have to agree with that. So I'm going to take Clemson to cover. And listen, I like betting. I like to take Clemson in these contests because either way I win. If they don't cover, I can laugh at Clemson fans for not beating Wake Forest like a drum. And if they do cover, I get one more victory on my way to the title and the money. So either way, I really can't lose. So I kind of like when the computer agrees with Clemson covering. I'm going to like that pick. 51-10, according to the computer model, which is going to be perfect this year. Take the Taters. Big.
All right, Kale, what's your pick, buddy, with Clemson and Wake Forest?
The past 2 years, Clemson has beaten Wake Forest by an average of 55 points per game. This year, looking at it, offensively, Wake is returning 2 starters. They had the opt-out of, Sage Surratt, who was, an all-ACC pick at wide receiver about a month ago. So that was huge. They got to decide here between Christian Beal-Smith and Kenneth Faulkner, who's going to start running back. Sam Hartman, the quarterback, is a guy that has started a few games in the past, but kind of backed up Jamie Newman. That'll be his team this year. New offensive line. And you're talking about the Clemson teams have beat them like a drum the past couple of years with, a potent offense. This year, I feel like they're going to struggle, especially early on that side of the ball. Now, on defense, they returned 9 guys, including Carlos Basham, his name 10 sacks last year.
Boogie.
I just don't know that that's going to have a huge effect here in this game. Clemson released their starting lineup, and they'll be starting Joseph Nagata, Cornell Powell, and Marjorie Rogers at the wide receiver position there. If anyone's interested. How long does Dabo Sweeney leave Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence in this game? Is my thing. I mean, are they going to try to? Is he going to try to give them our Heisman type numbers? Because I think either one of these guys, if they were pushed and played the whole season, played deep into each game, either one of them could be a candidate. But to me, Clemson is not one of those teams that's about those individual awards. They're about championships. And do they need to beat Wake Forest by this much? No. But my thing is that I don't think it's the Wake Forest defense is going to be able to stop them from beating them by that much. So, long story short, going ahead and giving Clemson to cover in this ball game.
Well, for my pick here, I had on my Fox Sports radio show today, by the way, Connor O'Neill, who's one of the beat writers that covers the Demon Deacons. And he said pretty much everything Cale said. They've got new starters at wide receiver, new starters at tight end, new starters at running back, new starters at quarterback. They've got a guard and a tackle, I think, that's returning. On the defensive side of the ball, they've still got some issues. Comrade, I'm going to make a bold prediction here. Clemson is going to win and cover in this game, but the Clemson backup quarterbacks will have more touchdown passes than Trevor Lawrence does.
And they should.
That's my big pick there. I think that's going to happen. I think they're going to hand the ball off. Lawrence may throw for one touchdown pass, and then watch for Ugonglehi and
is he the backup?
I can't pronounce.
Is Ungla the backup for official backup? Okay, I don't know if they officially announced
Pretty much. So I think they'll have more passing touchdowns than Trevor Lawrence after the first game. But give me Clemson to win probably 48-3. So there you go with that. There is my.
I can definitely tell you that ukulele will have more tweets to Donald Trump than Trevor Lawrence.
You might be right on that. All right, so I'm taking Clemson. Got the 31.
Well, the over and under is 60 in that game. So really, they're not expecting Wake Forest to score. The 32 and a half is the actual spread right now. So 60 is the over and under. So they're actually thinking it's actually kind of an easy bet. I don't think Wake Forest can score that many points. So yeah, it's not good.
Not good at all.
Wake Forest covers in that game. I'm gonna step my eye out with a nice stick. I swear.
Yeah. All right.
But
Well,
I also cut a backflip because
that's
no. I actually only cut a backflip if they win the game. I'm too fat to do that any other way. I would definitely attempt bodily harm if the Taters lost to them.
Vote for life. Fuck it.
the next matchup has Duke at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 20-point favorite. Comrade, it's your pick, sir.
The computer spits out the score of Notre Dame 38, Duke 20. So really close. I think you're going to see a backdoor cover, maybe a 38-13 Notre Dame lead, and Chase Bryce throws a little fade pattern in the corner of the end zone and gets the touchdown for the backdoor cover and breaks the gamblers' hearts. So 38-20. I'm going to take Duke to cover the spread, the little backdoor cover.
Cale, what's your pick, my friend?
Yeah, my thing with Duke, you can cut Cliff and get a little bit out of Chase Bryce. I mean, you wouldn't think that going on the road to play at Notre Dame I don't think it's going to rattle him much, being that, he's from Clemson. He's played in front of big crowds before. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Duke beat this team 38-7 last year, but that was a Duke team a Notre Dame team that had Chase Claypool and some other playmakers on it that are not there anymore. Duke's got some edge rushers in Chris Rump, son of former Gamecock, and Victor Desmutaguchi, something, I can't pronounce his name. They combined for 35 sacks last year as a unit. So that's really good. With Notre Dame being 11-2 last year, Ian Book, quarterback, returns, but, it's much like it's one of those teams that's got a really good player at that skill position, but who's he going to throw it to? They have some big questions at wide receiver as who's going to step in there. They brought in a grad transfer from Northwestern, which, I don't know if I'd die on that hill. At running back, that's a committee. Who knows who's going to play there? They will have playmakers emerge during the season because Notre Dame is one of those really good, bordering on elite programs that recruits very well. Well, we just don't know who they are right now. That Tommy Rees is their offensive coordinator, was their quarterback from 2010 to 2013. And, I feel like they'll grow throughout the year. But I just don't think, given this lack of experience on the offensive side of the ball, that Notre Dame's going to be able to crack that defense enough to cover that number. So give me the Blue Devils to cover that spread there on the road at Notre Dame.
The stuff that Comrade and Kale said I'm right in line with them. I think that being able to be close, and I think that Chase Bryce is going to come out, and he'll have more touchdown passes than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, I don't think will play past. If he plays in the third quarter, I'd be shocked. I really would be shocked. But give me Duke plus 20. All right, up next, Louisiana Monroe at Army. Edwin Reeves is watching online. I think Louisiana Monroe's a shithole, if I remember correctly. But Comrade, what's your pick?
Well, first of all, I put it in the computer, and the computer said that the Army cadets are not suckers, they're not losers. And the computer said Army 43, ULM 13, a blowout for the cadets, covering easy the 16 points. Take Army minus 16.
All right, Kale, what's your pick, man?
Yeah, we saw Army last week win 45-0 over Middle Tennessee. I don't know if that's a testament to how bad Middle Tennessee is or how good Army is, but Army amassed 340 yards rushing last week against this MTSU team. ULM's rush defense last year, number 128 in the country. That's all that I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. They're picked to finish last in that side of the Sun Belt. And I know they say a team when they have a blowout one week, you got to look at them the next week is maybe they're not a play-on team. I don't think that's true here with Army. I think they blow out the Warhawks. If you watched that game last week, the Corps Cadets was in attendance. They were all socially distanced, but they filled that stadium up with nothing but the Corps Cadets socially distanced. They made a lot of noise. It sounded the most like a real football game of any of the venues that I watched all weekend. So pretty unique environment there.
I'm with you on that. I like the fact that they got they had just the cadets there. It seemed like a real football game. It really did. Army,
Navy petitioned the state of Maryland to do the same thing, but the state of Maryland denied that. Which I think that's just utter shit.
Well, and I tell you what, you know what I would have said if I was the commandant of the Naval Academy or whatever it is, whoever's running the Naval Academy, I would have told
I'm moving this motherfucker to Virginia.
Yeah, no, I would have told the motherfucker from Maryland, why don't you come down here and make us close? Let's see how that works for you, buddy. And go fuck yourself on that. They can get it socially distanced and correct without anyone getting the coronavirus, especially with the kids that are there, because they've all been there all freaking summer. It's having a game there with the Corps of Cadets there and everyone socially distanced. The science says it'll work. Fuck the state of Maryland for that, man. To hell with all of them ignorant, stupid asses. Anyway, give me Army to take that game and cover and beat up on Louisiana Monroe. We have another Louisiana. I asked about Edwin Reese because he thinks that he went to one of these fucking Louisiana letter schools. I can't remember which one it was. He's an LSU fan at heart. Maybe he didn't have the grade.
He went to the one where the Mud Dogs played.
Mud Dogs.
I don't think he had the grades to get into LSU, so he went to some fucking letter school, and he'll tell us which one's shitholes and which one aren't. Louisiana Lafayette might be a shithole. I don't know. They play at Iowa State. Iowa State is an 11-point favorite in this game over the Raging. Is it the Raging Cajuns? I believe.
The Raging. The Raging Cajuns head coach Billy Napier, who was unjustly fired by Dabo Swinney. And if Will Muschamp does not get things turned around, He will be the next Gamecock coach, and he'll take revenge on Dabo for firing him unjustly and tear Dabo a new one. Okay? In this game right here, the computer says Iowa State 39, Lafayette 28, right on the 11-point number. Right now. So what do you do? What do you do? Do you take the push? No, you don't do the push. I'm going to take the Raging Cajuns because Billy Napier has that extra little motivation because deep down he knows Dabo is watching. He wants to prove Dabo wrong for what he did. I think the Cajuns may pull the upset here. I'm taking plus 11 to be safe. Take the Cajuns.
Up next is Kale. Kale, what's your pick, buddy?
Yeah, Louisiana Lafayette picked first in that side of the Sun Belt. The led by quarterback Levi Lewis, ranked number 8th in overall offense last year, just under 500 points a game. They're returning 7 off that unit. Need to replace some receivers. But they do return a 1,200-yard running back. 38 points per game is what they had. Returning 7 starters off a defense that finished number 47. I mean, all those numbers look really good. But Iowa State, I want you to look at something. The defense returns 9 starters, ranked number 72 versus the past. But those are Big 12 numbers. They're against Big 12 teams largely. And they finished the regular season up with a 7-5 record. They had 3 losses by a combined 4 points. That's to Oklahoma, Baylor, and Iowa. So this is a formidable team. Matt Campbell is a good young coach. It's a battle of two good young coaches here. They got to retool their offensive line, but I'm going with Iowa State here in this race. I just think that there's just a little bit too much talent there. And, I feel like good, head coaches that are taking over good programs, they don't lose to Sun Belt teams at home or on the road or anywhere. They looked a little bit suspect last year in the bowl game against Notre Dame. Not really sure what happened in that spot, but I'm going to take Iowa State here. Plus the
Will Muschamp should be fucking embarrassed.
Exactly, Virtual Kale. Exactly. My pick, I am going to go with Iowa State. By the way, Napier leaves and Clemson starts fucking winning. Just saying. He leaves, Clemson starts winning. That's what happens. So give me Iowa State to take the win there, and they will cover the 11-point spread. Up next, final game of the week, Arkansas State at Kansas State. Kansas State is a 10-point favorite over Arkansas State. Comrade, what's your pick, sir?
This is a close one. The computer has got this a close one for the spread. It's got Kansas State winning 32-23. And I think that 10-point margin, this might be a good push game to take right here. I thought I'd be taking a little push game, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take Arkansas State to get a little backdoor cover, maybe a late touchdown to get that spread down and cover the game here. Take Arkansas State.
Kale, what's your pick?
Arkansas State played last week. Kansas State, first game of the season. It's another team. Kansas State returns only 2 starters on offense. And while I think Chris Kleiman's a good coach, they're just, they're missing a lot of pieces right now. And Arkansas State is a good team that, put up a good showing last week against Memphis, against a team with a high-powered offense. They're going to need to kind of control some of the turnovers and stuff a little bit, but I'm going to go with them also. I'm going to take the Red Wolves to cover the spread in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised looking at all these Power 5, non-Power 5 matchups if this might be the one that springs the upset.
All right, well, my pick is Arkansas State. I think Kansas State will be slow in the first couple of games of the season. I think the Seawolves, by the way, have already covered one game against the spread, so why not go 2 for 2? Give me Arkansas State plus 10. All right, so there you go. As you can see, I am submitting my picks right now. It's making me do the traffic light thing. Holy crap. Anyway, there you go. So, yeah, there we go. I got to do more traffic mode. This one says bicycles. There are no bicycles here.
Bicycles.
Look at this.
Bicycles. I want to ride my.
All right, there you go. There are my picks. They're already submitted. By the way, if you want to play, this is the final call here for folks to get in. If you want to get on the wheel to get a free entry, some folks that are over there, SEC Dog, did you want a chance for a free entry in the contest? Just type "I'm in." Very simple. I'll add your name to the mix here. Anyone else that has not entered? BYU fan hates us, but I'm not going to put him on there.
He's not going to get. He's not going to get. He's afraid to get in the contest. He don't have $20. First of all.
Well, I think that they may kill him and string him up if they find out.
He's from Utah. They don't gamble in Utah. It's against religion.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Can't gamble in Utah.
Can't do anything there. So if you want to get in the contest, last call right now. I've got Bartholomew, Beth Webb wants another pick, and Undercover Boss. All have said that they want to get in the contest. To be a big ass weekend. Who was the other guy that asked about this? Was it Bryce? Who was it? I'm talking about, Kale, that I mentioned it to you the other day. Charlie Raven wants Brock Lee. Yes, I'm adding Brock Lee to this. I don't know how we'll get in touch with him. But who else is commenting there?
Elizabeth Harkins wants in. Charlie Rabone. Kent Phillips wants in.
Harkins.
I think Kent Archer already in. You trying to get a second entry? I think Kent's already in. I think he's paid his money. I think.
Fine. He's not getting it back.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see here. Who else do we got? If you want to get in, it's real simple. Just say, I want to get in. Anybody else? We've got about 5 minutes more. We're going to do this. Elizabeth,
Harkins,
I have.
Got you in there.
Charlie Raven, do you want in on the pick here, buddy? I'm going to put you on the wheel, Charlie, just for that.
All right. The free entry. Here we go. Who will get a free entry?
By the way, before we get too far out of the mix here, we got NFL game tomorrow night, comrade. Are you jacked up for that? Did you run that game through the simulator yet?
I ran that game through the simulator, and it looks like the Texans will cover the spread. They won't win the game. They'll cover the spread, though. So, for what it's worth.
We got to put Lisa Harkins on this because, I'm
in an NFL contest, too, so I have to get my NFL picks squared away with the computer.
Tomorrow's game is interesting because I think that the Chiefs are like a 10-point favorite in that game.
The computer has the one by 7 though, so it's a good cover for the Texans. But according to the computer now, we'll see what happens. The computer may have COVID though. We never know. Been coughing.
Well, if it's
coughing, has a fever.
All right, so. Yeah, we're not that far from picking SEC games too. We're about 2 weeks and 3 days away. We'll add the SEC into the mix as well. So we'll have it'll feel more like football season then. I think the games this week are going to feel kind of flat in my opinion.
Because no SEC. SEC is the best conference in football. So without that, it feels kind of bland. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest.
We don't. What I meant by that is that normally you have a lot more games and you just don't. Now.
SEC, you've got the class of the country. It's okay.
Okay. Anyone else? Final call. Just say I'm in. I'm surprised SEC Dog isn't in. He's always over there trying to.
He's afraid. Football. He's got a lot of fear. I mean, he's still bothered by what happened last year between the hedges when the game patch took him down.
Yeah, Charlie wants you to go over where to make the picks and when the deadline is. Go ahead and go back over that.
All right, so robincomrade.com, Charlie. Click on the contest page within there. It gives you how to send your money. You can send either over PayPal or Venmo. And then the deadline is Saturday before noon, before the first game is played, to get your picks in and your money in. Simple as that. You can, if you want to change your picks, submit a new form. The last form you submit before the deadline is the one that counts. Like, for instance, a couple people submitted like three forms already. Take the last one you submitted, and that's one that counts. So if you want to change your mind, submit a new form, and you're good to go.
All right. We have a troll this evening. I think BYU fan is just a troll, by the way. I think he just wants.
That's it. He's lonely.
Everybody to just acknowledge him. He's
lonely.
Rob, you got to go up there on the Facebook comment. You've got to highlight Jason Presley's comment. And not saying this is not true. This is hilarious. Dabo will pull the plug on first string earlier after ETN gets 3 TDs. Okay. Unfortunately for Wake Forest, Lynn J. and Denarius Bowman will continue the slaughter. Just looking forward to seeing DJ. I don't know what he did to butcher this young man's last name, but good Lord, man. I mean, it's like he went up there and just typed every letter in the alphabet twice.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Kale. Didn't you catch utter shit for mispronouncing his name? Weren't people pissed at you?
Ukulele.
Ukulele looks better than that.
Oh my God! You kind of butchered it.
That right there, that is coloring outside the lines times 12, my friend.
Hey, BYU fan, you're trolling the entire room, dude. If you want to come in and talk football, we can talk football with you. If not, I can just boot you, dude. Everybody here, we run our mouths to each other about our teams. You're just being a cunt. I mean, that's just the best way I can put it. You were being a cunt, sir.
Charlie asked about Miami UAB tomorrow night. Charlie, we tend not to do Thursday games unless it's a Gamecock or Clemson game, just because it gives more people more time to get their picks in. So we tend to avoid Thursday games unless it's one of the big teams that we cover, Clemson or Carolina. So Miami UAB is not part of it this week.
Only time South Carolina ever normally plays on Thursday is when they dominate Vanderbilt.
That's true. Does Clemson play any games this year on Thursday? With the new schedule, they play any Thursday games?
Clemson doesn't play Vanderbilt on a Thursday, do they? They'll be screwed.
Yeah, they would be.
Fuck off.
They'd be screwed, period.
Oh, Jesus. All right, well, since I think we've got everyone, we're going to apply the wheel changes up here, and then we will share the wheel to see who gets the free entry into the challenge here. Let me share the screen here so you can see it. And the wheel decide. Here we go. Let's see here. There you go. As you can see, for all the people, I added Broccoli because he did ask about this the other night, and I kind of forgot about it. And for that, I'm sorry. I don't think that he minds since he did ask about it before. But as you can see, everyone on the wheel there you go. The wheel decide who is going to get the free entry. Is it Kent? Is it Charlie? Lisa? Look at how I spelled Bartholomew. I ukulele that thing. Holy shit. Beth Webb, Undercover Boss, Broccoli, and Elizabeth Harkins. All right, we're going to spin the wheel and click to spin. Boom. Spin.
Wheel and make the deal.
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, it's Elizabeth Harkins. More ladies in the mix, ladies and gentlemen.
Harkins.
Ladies.
Okay, Elizabeth, just get your picks in. RobinComrade.com. Click on the Callaway's page and get your picks in before Saturday.
Hunter, I did not know you wanted to be in, sir. That's why I had all the names there. I apologize. All right. So there you go with that. Lisa, if you've got any problems, let the comrade know, and he will be nice to you, and he will help you out, because we joke about this, but the women do so well in this thing. It's kind of crazy. Beth, you were in the middle too, and you weren't there. So hey, good luck to Elizabeth, though. This is her first time entering the contest, comrade. She is a recent college graduate.
That's it.
She's a youngster who's doing the thing. So,
well,
Hunter, brother, I'm sorry.
The women have dominated this contest over the past all our contests. The last three contests we had: the Bowl Challenge, the season challenge and the last March Madness we had, all women have won. So
Look,
it's been a streak.
She's all happy.
Tabitha Sims in the contest this year.
You can't have you got to pick yourself. Just saying.
She's dangerous.
That is dangerous. All right, so Hunter Slay, I'm sorry if I messed you up, brother. I hope you joined the contest regardless. So BYU fan says, imagine losing to women. He's sexist too. Isn't that
he can't.
He can't.
He's not.
I think it's time to go on ahead and get him out of here.
Yeah. Well, we can just put him in timeout. Let's put him in timeout. There we go. We'll put him in timeout for a while. That way he can just calm down.
Charlie, usually I post the games. Once we get rolling here, usually I post them on Monday or Tuesday. They're definitely up by Wednesday's podcast show because that's what we do on Wednesday. So usually Monday or Tuesday, I post them up depending on how busy I am that week. They're definitely up by Wednesday afternoon. At the latest, if things all go crazy, the latest they're up there is Wednesday afternoon. But usually it's a lot earlier than that.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? I forgot. We'll try to take calls, maybe for a moment.
Remember too, what I was talking about the other day. You guys, you can go. You make a pick today, and then find out that I don't know, Sam Howell's got the coronavirus, and he's got to be quarantined, and so UNC gonna have to go with the backup. Maybe you want to take Syracuse to cover it out. You can change that. Now, us guys, we're not going to be changing because we kind of locked ours in and kind of rolling with what we choose. But you have the option to do that. I would advise against it in previous seasons because I've done it and it's burned me. But this year, it might be necessary.
It might be. All right, there we go. If you want to call the show, we'll take calls at 803-470-2905. Before we get out of here, we'll do about 5 minutes of calls, and then we're going to wrap it up. Shout out to my buddy Alex Bryant, who I went to high school with. He remembers me when I couldn't grow a beard. Alex and I have been friends for literally, 20-plus years? Yep. I'll give you a great Alex Bryant story while we're waiting on phone calls that the comrade will appreciate. Alex took me after I got out of the Coast Guard and came back home. He went to the Outback Bowl where South Carolina played Ohio State, and I sat with all the Gamecock fans and watched South Carolina.
Number 1 or number 2?
Which one? Yeah, 1 or 2?
The first one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was the beatdown.
Beat them twice.
Yeah, the one with Ryan Brewer going off, and I have to say, I felt being a South Carolinian that day as we sent those Ohio State bitches packing. Not me, but the Gamecocks. It was nice to see a bunch of South Carolina players and one kid from Ohio kick them right in the dick and send them right back up to Ohio.
Yeah,
I think that's
come on now. Back then, though, back in 2001, though, was there really that much disdain for the imports from Ohio? Because they hadn't really started taking over our state by that point.
Actually, Ohio State since like birth, but I don't know.
That was the height of my hatred. I was living in Ohio at the time. So I lived there for 2 years. I told you the story. When I moved there, I lived about an hour from Columbus, and I was kind of looking forward to kind of not being an Ohio State fan, but kind of having a hometown team, going to Ohio State games and hoping they do well. Within about 2 months, I could not stand their fans, so that I became a Michigan fan. That I became like a fan of hoping Michigan win their games so I could just talk crap to Ohio State fans. And of course, we beat them twice in a row. I was living there. It was really great. But yeah, so at that time, that game, those 2 games were huge for me because I was living there and had a lot of friends who were Ohio State fans, and it was fun to beat them.
The only time I ever got in bed with Ohio State, I remember when I was how old was I? Like 3.5, maybe almost 4. Hey, when Clemson played Ohio State in that Gator Bowl, was at Danny Ford's first game. And I remember, I honestly do, sitting there, and we had a TV, and that was one of those big old box TVs. Remember back in the day when your TV was like a piece of furniture? I mean, it was huge. And that Clemson middle linebacker intercepted that pass from the Ohio State quarterback. I think his name was Art Schlichter or something. Anyway, it sealed up a 17-15 Gator Bowl loss to the Taters. And old Woody Hayes, he grabbed that sumbitch around the damn collar and he punched him up under the damn face mask. And I'm like, hell yeah, motherfucker. I'm like, well, you come be my grandpa.
Holy shit. A couple other things from that game. When I went down with Alex, we stayed with a couple of his friends at their hotel room down near Raymond James Stadium. And they were Ohio State fans that, if I remember correctly, they went to South Carolina and then transferred to Ohio State. If Alex is still here, he'll remember that. It was a couple. And I remember the guy, we walked past the car. We were drunk that night in Ybor City. He's seen a Michigan logo on someone's car, and he just whipped out his penis and pissed on it. And then we get back to the hotel. See, Alex knows. We get back to the hotel, and it was like, everybody's all friendly and everything, but homegirl just takes her pants off and gets into bed, and I'm like, whoa, that was kind of crazy. I don't know. It was just weird, but Alex was happy as all get out. That's all what I remember about that. I'm like, why am I going to this game? But that's also the game where we were in Ybor City and some woman kept buying me drinks, and Alex walked up to me and said, hey man, it's time to go. And she goes, no, he's going home with me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going home with her. And Alex told her, you weigh more than his car. He's not going with you. And I was like, oh, she does. And we left. Exactly. Alex with the cover there. We saved him. Yeah, that wasn't good at all. Drunken Rob was not good that night. Shout out to Brock Lee. Brock, I put you, remember you asked about this. You were on the wheel to the side there, Brock, to try to get you a free entry. And I will show it to you up here just so you know what I'm talking about. But we put you on the wheel, Brock. And as you can see, our good friend and friend of the program, Lisa Sester Harkins, there actually won the food back. But I know you asked about it last week as we went off the air, but there you go, buddy. All right, so with that, Brock says Ohio State is going to lose Michigan, etc. Yeah, that's a good point, sir. Good point. All right, but there you go with that. Anyway, appreciate you guys checking out the show tonight. We look forward to the games coming up this weekend. If you still want to get in the contest, now's the time. It's $20 for the whole year. You could win a hell of a Christmas bonus, as it's already at $500-600, and we haven't even really hit the time when all the money starts floating in. Be one of those people that dings the comrade's phone. Go to robincomrade.com, and actually there we go. Oh, we got a phone call. Hold on, let's see what we got before we get out of here. All right, good evening. Welcome to the show. What's up? Hello. All right, what you got for the program, man? We're waiting on you. All right, well, he must not want to talk. All right, well, there you go. We tried. All right, so with that, I think
we gotta really amp up that part of our presentation. Freaking Lou has people backed up to call him.
I don't know. We can get people to call, but I don't know. It's I don't mind folks calling, but hey, maybe we'll just start taking calls at the beginning of the show and just let people have at it. Pete Digits with the line of the night, the 5-star caller there. Virtual Kale, do you have anything else that you would like to add to the show? I mean, Virtual Kale, people really like Virtual Kale, but anything you want to add to the show before we get out of here?
I'm gonna settle down. I need to turn this fucking shit off.
Okay, well, we'll just end the show.
You're gonna have to add his virtual Kale's "I'm just a bit perturbed" line, and I can show you where to find that one from.
Yeah, I need that line. I also need to get there's another line where virtual Kale says it's something along the lines of "I'm tired of you fucking tater shits." That's an interesting line too. But I think my favorite virtual Kale line is this one, and I don't know. This is just funny.
And I said something on here I didn't mean to.
Oh, God damn it. And then, of course, this one too.
Deeble dobble doo, deeble dobble doo. We are so much better than you.
Yeah, there you go. Virtual Kale ends the show. We'll be back at it on Sunday. We will break down the Clemson blowout and give you an understanding. Alex says, is the line for the Clemson game still 38? No, it's 31. And Alex, you need to enter the damn contest. So if you have a problem with it, message me and we'll figure that out. All right, gentlemen, with that, this show is a wrap.
Bye, guys.